Alright folks, welcome back to part 2 of classes, objects and methods. In this video we'll create some real methods, not these empty or whatever methods. Real methods which will help me do something. So let me talk to you. If I want to create an ID card, use your sense. I need the name, so I need to get the name from someone. Suppose the student. I need to tell him, or I need him to tell me his ID, and he should also tell me his department, and then I can do whatever I want with those. So I need to get those things. Now, do you remember in the last video we can receive something? How do we receive? Writing it here? Question? No, that's not it. Whatever I do here will be sent. To receive, I need to put something over here. And now what will I receive? A string. Just put it name or name of whatever. It's no big deal. So name. Now you may say I already have name over here. It doesn't matter. Since it's a method, it will not clash. So don't worry about this. When you're inside this method, this name is this. It will not have access to this. You can access this, but we will learn that later. So string. So somebody will give me the name. Now I want to put this name I receive over here. Okay. Oh, I said we will learn later, but we will have to learn this now. To do this, you have to write something different. What will we write? Why did I hit compile without doing anything? So the thing I will write. Now I need to, before I write this, I need to access. I'm telling you the scenario over here. I'm missing something over here, right? But after I get out of this method called getName, I will no longer have access to this. I need that name over here. So this is a word dot name. This thing will give you access to this name. And what will I put here? The name. And this name is this name. To put it more simply, suppose I have s dot get name, and I put angel over here for no reason. Now this angel will go to here, and then this method will put that angel over here, not that angel, the name angel over here. Oops, sorry. So now how will I make you believe me? Let's tell this method to do something. Okay, no. Do you know how to access this thing, this name, outside the student class? Outside this class? Here you have to write s.name. Now writing s.name won't do anything. You'll have to print it or do something with it. So let's just say system.print s.name. Okay? Now s.name will not have any access to this name. Okay? S.name means s student dot, either you can use name, you can use ID, you can use department, or you can use these names, this name, the methods. You have no access to this or the other things inside this. Okay, so this should print angel. Let's see if it does. Of course it does. Here, angel. See? Now what if this is actually that name, this name? Okay, let's show you. Now the names are different. Okay, this is name 1, and this is name. You can still use this, it's not an issue. You don't have to use this only when the name is same. You can use this without this, no problem. So now this name will absolutely be sure that this is this name, because no other name exists, because the thing I received here is name 1. Will it work now? Yes, it does. So I proved it to you that this name I wrote here is actually the name, the main name, this one, not this one. Similarly, I need to get the ID, and I also need to get the department. So I'm going to copy this since I'm lazy, and I'm going to get ID. I'm going to get her department or his department, whatever. Now all of these are strings, right? Of course not. ID is not on string, so I'm going to put int over here. Int ID. Now you know how this works. So I'm going to put it back to name and string dict. See, all the variables are same. Oh, they're not same. Okay, they're same now. Dipt, and ID it's different. So I'll have to. So the ID I will receive here, it will be sent to here in this place. Okay, let me put it separately for you to understand. At present, here's nothing, it's 0. Okay, and finally now how about we test them? I'm going to copy this since I'm lazy. And department would be, this time it will be CSE. Let's be friendly. Angel is too lame, so let's put it Angelica. I don't know who that is. So of course this one as well. Oh, I don't have to do that now. So there you have it. I didn't show you, but now actually this student ID has this ID. Okay, I should have showed you. Let's put it back. s.id and s.department. Why won't I show you that my program is working? Oops, I didn't put print lines, so they're being printed in one sequence. That's a mess. Should work now. Come on, don't show me that blue circle. I hate it. Anyways, it will eventually show you the name, the ID and the department, which I sent from here. You see, Angelica 1610 something and CSE. Okay, it's complete. And now you have it. Angelica 161015. I didn't print these. I can only print them directly. Now this is how I get those methods. I should also be able to send them, right? So why not send them? How do we send them? We use those methods with returns. So these are actually called set methods, where you set the values. and get is the return, so I actually did the opposite. We will do set get very soon. What I did was set those things. To get is to get for the user. That's actually not a rule, because you did see my programs were compiled and it worked fine. But there are things that, for example, like our culture, there are some things in Java that you must learn and you must do. So this is one of those. So they will not receive anything. They can receive anything, but we will not make them receive anything. That's how get methods are always. So we won't receive only departments, right? So name, ID. What is the type of name? We will return a string. ID is an int, so we will return an int. Department is once again a string, so we will return a string. Three things, I mentioned one thing twice, that we will return something, so return, and return. For name, let's just return name. Which name? When you write name over here, it will have access to this name, okay? ID will return the ID. Which ID? This ID. Department will return the department. Which department? The department above. Now you may have a question. Can these methods use this name? Well, the answer is no. Satsar will explain it. You see, even though the methods are existing in one class, until you make a connection, they have no connection with each other, absolutely no connection. So even though the distance between get ID and get department is logically 0.1 centimeter, it has no connection. Get ID doesn't even know that there is a method called get department, and get department doesn't know there is a method called get ID. Same is for all of these methods. However, all of these methods can access these variables. If you add more variables, all methods can access this. Okay, but no one can access something in the method except that method itself. Now there are some things a method can, for example, set ID can call a method called set name. This method can run over here also, so you can put set name here and call it. We will do this later. A method can call a method. A method may even change. No, method can call a method, but that's the only thing it can do. This method cannot enter this method and change the name. This method set name cannot enter set ID and change the ID, because he doesn't even know that ID exists. All these methods have no idea about each other. They just know that they exist. Only this student class, I'm removing these things. This class knows that, okay, I have string name, I have a ID, I have a department, and I have some methods. However, the methods don't know that the students have him. So now, instead of this s.name, s.id, s.department, I can write get name, which will return the name, get ID, get department, what am I doing over here? I'm going to print what get name gives me. What does get name give me? Okay, let's remove this. You don't need that anymore. get name is returning the name, which is the name above, which is Angelica. So these are the results, previous results. I didn't remove them. Now I should get the same result, because get ID should return the ID and get department should return the department. What's the proof? Here's the proof. Return ID, return department. Now I should get the same result over here. Let's see if I'm telling the truth. Before I tell the truth, I got some trouble. I changed the methods names, so I'll put them back to set. This should solve the issue. No, it doesn't. It has more issues. Non-static method name is get name cannot refers from a static constant. Okay. Oh, of course. Where did get name come from? You have to write where it came from, right? S dot. Please, yellow lines, get away. Okay, that's more better. So that's one lesson for you. If you call the methods, don't forget to call the class first. You have to call the class. Hey student, my code is S. Hey S, that means hey student. What is it? I need the get name method you have. And the student says, okay, I'll give you. And then I received it. So I should get the exact same result. And I got the exact same result, because get name, get ID, get department has returned the original name, original ID, original department. So now, what is the benefit of, why did I do all of this? I could have just wrote that string name, string ID, string department again and again, so that I can print them. Why did I create a class methods to do this? You know why I did this? For example, Angelica is one student, but I want to add another student. So what do? I create another student, a new student. Can I have two students with the same name? What does Java say? In your dreams. Of course I can't. Use your head. So S1, S2. Is that okay with you, Java? Sure, cool. However, S variable doesn't exist, so I need to change all of these. I'm cool now. So student 1 has the name Angelica, student 1 has the name. Now I am changing all this. Now student class is over here, right? This is a design. What's the design? The design is, it will have a name, it will have an ID, and it will have a department. It has three methods to set those things. Set name will set the name, set ID will set the ID, set department will set the department, and get methods will return those. Get name will return the name, get ID. Now you may ask, okay, when I'm putting these values, does this affect this class? That what I'm trying to say is, now S2 is also a student class, right? S2 is also a student. So if I write these methods for S2, not S1, pay attention, this is very, very important. I'm writing these things for S2, not S1. This is very similar to the human tracing that you did in 110. Now what will happen? Okay, let me guess. Since I put Angelica, ID and CSE on student 1, and student 1 was done using this design, S2 will print the same thing, right? It should. But unfortunately, it doesn't. Wait, what? What's this 0? This string is empty, so nothing was printed. This string is also empty, so nothing was printed. When there is nothing in the ID, 0 is an official number or a default number that is put in case you keep something empty. So there's this 0. So what are we learning? I changed S1. I said S1 dot set name, S1 dot set ID, S1 dot set department. I didn't do anything to S2. To get something from S2, I need to make that student. So to make that student, I need to do exact same thing I did with S1. So this time the name will be Limino. He doesn't have an ID, so let's just put something 501 maybe. He's officially from the, which drama should I use? BBS. Think About Legend of the Blue Sea. So this is the new student I created. Now if I compile, now S2 should return Limino, S2 ID should return this ID and department. Now this is student 1, this is student 2. Sorry, I didn't change the student. S2. Let's see if it works. Ta-da! This happened because I didn't put ln here. See, this is student 1 and this is student 2. This is why I went all my way to do all of this writing. You know, I don't write stuff, okay, but I had to do this because I cannot write this same thing again and again and again. So I just had to do this. I just had to, you know, create a class so that every time I create a student, I just put their names, their IDs and their department, nothing else. So I can create loads of students. Okay, loads of them. And if I just put different numbers, they will, and then I'll have to do this thing. So it's much easier than writing public static void main again and again and again and again and again. This is why we create classes, objects and methods, and these are the methods. And this thing you see I created over here, these things, these are the objects. We will talk in details about this later. And this is the class itself. So a class can have design, and in that class you can have this public static main method separately. This is also a method after all, right? Okay, so now let's talk about public static void main. If you just remove this static, it's exactly like a method. And what's this? It's an array. We can do that too, right? Let's see. Let's create another method. Public void get array. Sorry, I did the same mistake again. I can also receive an array, complete array. Okay, so I can also have a characteristics of array. So I have this int list, which is an array. Okay, so you can say set list. Now this set list, I have to get this list, so let's put something over here. Let's create an array, int y. Suppose I will create 1, 2, 3, 4. If you don't know what this is similar to writing int y equal to new int, how many did I write? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. and then you write int 0 equal to 1 dot dot dot, sorry, int 1 equal to 2, index starts from 0, and similarly the rest. This is the same thing. Okay, and now I can send this array to student 1. The name was set list, and I'm sending y, which is an array. Okay, y, to show it to you, y. Okay, I'm sending this y. Oh, okay, spelling mistake. And similarly, now I can put list equal to x. Okay, what's list? This is list. This array is now the array I'm sending, this array. So if I print s1 dot list and the index number 2, which is actually the third box, what should it print? You tell me, what should it print? 0, 1, 2. It should print 3, right? Shall we put it to the test? Here 3, you see. So I can also create a method which will receive an array, and it can also return that method as well. So public int, and you can show this, it will return an int array get list, which will return list. Which is list? This list, this one, this over here. Okay, so that's the array part, and similarly you can also receive the array, like print out stuff like that from that array. So this is something new, that you can also do the same stuff with arrays. So just for a short review, I created a class, I created some characteristics, I can also store arrays, I created a method can receive something from here, and it can, if it wants to send something, it will send it with this, and what I will send, it will be written over here. If you send something, you must have this return statement, otherwise Java will show you a nice sunny error. And this is the keyword that I use to access global variable names with the same name. Here's name. So if I want to access this name, I need to use this. Similarly for the other variables. And if I had a list over here, I would have to use this dot list equal to list, same as that. And then I created that class, I created one student, I created another student. One is Angelica, another is Limino. I gave them separate characteristics, and then I printed them out, and it worked fine. So that's all for today, folks. If you have any questions, please write in the comments. I will try to answer. I hope this video helped. This was a long session. I had to divide the video into 2 parts, and we'll come up with constructors, inheritance, and more stuff later, inshallah. Until then, see ya.